Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're back here working on the Commodore computers again. Another cold, rainy Sunday. What I had planned to be doing on them was building these little PCBs to replace the RF module in these. And these would go to the S-Video, have an S-Video output on them. These are by the Retro channel. But the problem was, I knew I had these cards that I'd bought. Didn't realize I looked at them. These are for the short boards and for the 128. So I could build one of these for the 128. But then I got to looking for the cards for the long boards. And he's come out with version 2 of both cards, which are an improvement over these version 1. So I probably won't build any of these. Fortunately, these PCBs from PCBWay are cheap. So I've now got version 2 cards ordered for both the short board and the long boards. So I'll build them once they come in. So I've got those ordered and a bunch of components to do them. Can't do them right now. So what we're going to do is work on this 64 that had the bad character set. So let's pop it open and see what we can find. I've got the computer powered up. You can see it was doing just like the other day. Pull the cords, flip her over, start taking it apart. Because I've never seen inside this one. Still got the bottom shield on it. I can see through there, so it hasn't been modified too much probably. May never have been opened up. Who knows? There's all 3 screws. And a bunch of dirt. Oh yeah, this may not have been touched at all. Still got the cardboard heat collector. Pop the keyboard loose. Get it out of the way. Okay, I've got the little shielding cardboard peeled back. It is a 25407 board. The only socketed chips are the SID and the 2 RAM multiplexers there. So I've got it turned back on. Still got the same issues. I was going through. See if anything was getting hot. Nothing so far. We'll let it set for a little bit and see what happens. Okay, just after a bit of Googling, probably it is U5 there, the character ROM chip is wrong with this. Now this one, of course, is soldered in instead of socketed. I looked at my test board. It is also soldered in. But then I took apart the C64 that didn't have any power at all when we tested them the other day. Its chip is socketed in there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull this chip out, solder in a socket, and then we can swap chips. That's probably the easiest way. I mean, I could probe in there, but since everything on this thing seems to be working, because it went through the cartridge test. Okay, the character set was garbled. So we'll try that first. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. It won't hurt to have that chip socketed at all for any future testing we need to do. So right now, I'm going to pull the board out of there, get rid of all this stuff, and then we'll start desoldering. There we got the screws removed. Lift that up out of there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Several of the little standoffs in the bottom of the case are busted. Yeah, pretty much all of them that hold the board down are broken. So we'll get rid of this. In this case, I don't know if you can see that, but all of those are split. Okay, in order to progress with taking that chip out, we've got to get this metal shield off the back. To do that, we have to desolder several points around there and pry it loose. Okay, we've got that tab popped up like that. Just continue doing that around the board till we got all of them. Then once you've got all the tabs broke free and bent back, you'll be able to just lift the board off. That leaves you with the non-conductive piece of cardboard and the metal shield. All right, now that we got that off there, here's U5. These row of pins here and here. Start using the solder sucker and opening up all those holes so we can get that chip off there. Well, all the holes are cleaned out, so now we are good to put a socket in. Make sure the tab's facing the right direction, the little notch. I'll flip that over, solder that into place. Okay, the socket is all soldered in, looking good. This board, I was mistakenly thinking this is the one that didn't work at all, but this is the C64 that did work just fine. So we know that the ROM chip is good. And since it's socketed, we're just going to pull it out gently and slip it into that board that we just socketed and see if it works. If it does work, then the chip was for sure bad, and I'll just get another one of these chips to go in this board. There we go. Okay, back to the board, we just put the socket in. Set the chip in there. Get everything lined up. And push it home. All right, now we can hook this back up and see if we fixed it. Okay, so far on this board, I have pulled the character ROM socket, or I pulled the character ROM chip, socketed it, put in another good known one. That didn't fix the problem, so I did some more research looking. Normally, if you're getting block characters like that, and everything else seems to be working, because this thing will run through the diagnostics, the SID will play, everything works fine. It's just the block characters. It's normally CIA2. Now, those two chips are prone to getting blown up because of static coming in through the various ports. So we're going to go ahead and pull CIA2, socket it, and put another good known chip in there and see if that fixes it. Already got this one side free. She's all free except for the pin on the end that's giving me trouble. And there we go, an undamaged CIA. Probably no good, but if it is good, we got it out in one piece. Holes look good, so I'll clean up my mess here. I pulled a 6526 out of a good board, my test board, put it in the new socket. She's hooked up. Let's see what it does now. And still screwed up. Well, back to the drawing board. Well, at least that's one more chip on that board that's socketed. Well, unfortunately, changing the second CIA chip there did not fix it. It's doing the same thing still. I'm going to go ahead and pull the first one here, socket it, because, I mean, it's good to have them socketed. Those two chips are interchangeable. So if you do have problems and suspect it's a CIA chip, you can literally just swap them. And if the problem changes, you know one or the other of those is generally bad. So even if this doesn't fix it, we're going to go ahead and put a socket on that one just like we did on the second one here. Just same process, suck all the solder out, save the chip in case it is good. Make sure we get it because I went ahead and put the original chip back in there. Back to the soldering iron, we'll pull that other chip out, put a socket in and try again. All right, I was able to pull that chip out in perfect condition in case it is still good. Got the socket soldered in, a known good 6526 in there, so let's see what it does this time. Oh, bummer. No change. All right. Not a big deal because just took a little time. Got a socket put in there, so we'll go ahead and I'll make sure all the legs are perfectly clean. We'll get that one put back in there. And then I'm going to have to do some more digging and research, figure out what's going on. All right, since this is a video problem, I'm going to go ahead and look at the VIC-2 here. I didn't think that, since it was just a character problem, that it would be the VIC-2, but some reading maybe on the startup screen, some of the stuff can be garbled. So since the VIC-2 is in a socket already, we're going to go ahead and swap it with a known good one just to make sure. I went ahead and took the metal top off and then this box, which these boxes are a little bit hard to get out. They've got some of the bend tabs and then they have some soldered points through there. Straighten out the tabs, desolder the points as good as you can get, and I usually just start pulling up on this as I hit a soldering gun on the points and just work it up till you can get it off there. All right, now we'll swap out that VIC-2. Okay, there's the VIC-2 I pulled out. Got the known good one in there. Let's give her one more try. Hey, look at that. Apparently it was the VIC-2. Now, I'll put that other VIC-2 in my other board to make sure that the problem follows that chip. Before we do that, let's run a full diagnostic on this board. All right, got all the diagnostics on there. Got it on its tripod. We'll fire it up and let it go through the whole sequence. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to swap that chip into that other board and make sure the chip is bad. Okay, got my test board hooked up. Got that chip in there. Let's see what we get. Okay, good. That means that chip right there is faulty. I was afraid maybe it was just a bad connection. Well, that would have been good because then the chip would have been good. But either way, we've isolated the problem down to that chip. So now all I got to do is find another VIC-2 chip. I will have this board. Well, we'll have both of these boards going again. And that will make it 2 out of the 4 that I tested originally will be working now. We've still got the old board that's got the how it just had like the lightning strikes on the edge of it, and then the other board had no power at all. So those will be next. But this one is good. Or I should say, this one is good. Sweet. Well, I probably should have started with the VIC-2 chip, but gave me a little more soldering practice. We've got 3 more chips on that board that are socketed now, so it's still a win-win. And I just really figured that if the VIC-2 had crashed, it would cause more, video problems than just the character set being messed up. But see, I'm learning all the time. All right, that's all for this one. I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.